You too. What's good? It's your boy Benji Cobain. Today we're coming back here with another video, and today we're going to be reacting to Casanova and his whole case, the whole situation going on with him, and yeah, it's basically going to be like a breakdown of his case, you know, his charges and what they got against him. So without any further ado, let's get straight into this video. We're on the road to 700 subscribers. If y'all like the video, make sure y'all go ahead and leave a like. Make sure y'all go ahead and leave a comment. Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man. We're going to get to 700 very, very soon. I'm leaving for basic training in about, a couple days. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get this. Facts. Yo, and y'all wondering why I got the shiesty on? It's because it's like, it's brick. It's 12 degrees outside. Ain't nobody trying to be, feel me?
Perfect. All right, so I wanted to show you guys like how they look at music videos, right? So Big Ape, which has generated over 1.8 million views on YouTube since June 3rd. Defendants Lester Thomas and Brene Thornton, aka Luxury, all appear in the video and alongside defendant Reed are mentioned in the song's lyrics. In addition, he has used his Instagram page to pay homage to the gang, posting the below photos demonstrating his allegiance to Gorilla Stone. Guys, this is what the feds do. I told y'all. See? They're showing the chain with the red bandana of Ape.
But you see, the thing is, like, people nowadays, I'm pretty sure they're aware of that, but it's like they don't think it would ever be them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think, oh yeah, damn, that's fucked up. That happened to him, but that's not gonna happen to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't ever expect that to happen to them. But now that you look at it, it's just stupid. Like, you doing the case for them. You giving them evidence.
Apes. Here he is with an ape picture behind them.
Yeah,
right?
That was a bad move.
So, and here's the thing that you guys got to understand. What the government's going to do when they do this is when he tries to get bail, which they use this against him, okay? So he put up a $2.5 million bail, Casanova, to get out, right? Pending this case. They would not give it to him based on interviews and based on his social media affiliation with the gang. Basically, what the prosecution did was they painted Casanova as a violent gang member, right, that still has ties to them, and they actually used a portion of the Nick Cannon interview that he did, okay, where he says he's still Ape, all right, and this is a video right here, too, if you guys want to see. I'll find it for y'all real fast. I got y'all, man, right? They actually played the clip. Still Ape, Casanova.
Nah, that ain't
all right?
No way.
This is the interview right here. I'm going to share the screen with y'all real fast. I'm not going to play it because we might get hit with copyright or whatever. But where is... Got a lot going on here. Let me close some of these tabs. Sorry, guys. I want to let me... Oh, remove. Okay. So this one I'm going to add. So share screen again. Bear with me here, guys. God damn it, where is it?
Come on, get your shit straight.
Oh, right here. Okay, I'm muting it to make sure I don't get hit with the goddamn copyright. All right, so, because a lot of these interviews, like, they'll be like, oh, you can't do that. All right, boom. So this is the interview, guys, where he says he's still Ape right here. All right? He asks him, hey, what's going on? Because Cass basically ambiguously says, hey, I separated myself, but I'm still Ape, blah, blah, blah. And they actually used it against him to show that he was still affiliated, man. So...
You see, the thing is, like, y'all, the words you use, even if you bring it up and you say, yo, I separated myself from that, the fact that he said he was still Ape, that's a problem. He may not seen that as a problem right then and there, but now you know the feds going to use that shit against you.
The feds will use... your own statements against you on public record to establish certain things, especially if you're a member of a gang. You know what I'm saying? And that's all they have to do. They're going to say, oh, he's a flight risk, whatever. And they were able to argue that point. I think they should have let him out on bond because he put out a lot of money. He was wanted, and then he actually turned himself into the police. The FBI put out a tweet saying, hey, we're looking for Casanova, whatever. He was in Atlanta at the time. He actually surrendered. So all these things show that he was not, he was willing to cooperate. But at least, like, not cooperate as in, like, snitch, but cooperate as far as, like, turn himself in and he's not a flight risk. That's what you have to establish a lot of times. And they still didn't want to give him the bond because of this stuff, which kind of sucks. I mean, the judge, I think, was a little tough on that. Like, he's a musician. Like, he ain't going to run 9 out of 10 times. He surrendered when he was in Atlanta and could have ran. So, anyway, That's a whole other thing. I think he should have been let out on bond, but they almost never let you out on bond when it comes to these racketeering cases. So anyway, let's keep going. So, all right. So now here we go. In addition, he has used his Instagram page. Okay, so we talked about his IG. Senior has closely coordinated his artistic endeavors to benefit the gang. For example, over recorded prison calls, the government has learned that the defendant, Reed, shares in some of Senior's earnings. Okay, this is problematic, guys. This is very problematic. What the government's going to argue is that by Cass putting money on his books and claiming ape, he is directly helping the gang.
That's a fact. They gonna say, yup, that's exactly what they gonna say. So even if you being a real nigga, you trying to hold it down, the fact that you still said that you associate with them, they gonna use that against you. So y'all need to pay close attention. Feel me? Y'all need to pay close attention to this, cause that's crazy. Like, imagine you in a position where you could provide for the people who help get you where you at, and then that happens to you. Like, that's crazy.
As far as furthering their criminal enterprise, because he's paying money, right, to the top guy in jail to make sure he's good, right? Which that money is typically probably a lot of the times is held in like a pool, whatever it may be. So the government, right, is going to use that against him to show that he is supporting the gang because he's giving money to the top guy. All right. Second, Senior has also relied on Guerrilla Stone members for protection. And Wire Intercepts defendant Luster is recorded admitting that Senior has called upon him to provide protection and firearms, hammers, while Senior was traveling across the country. Now, why is this significant? Well, as you guys know, Casanova is a convicted felon. And he's in the limelight. He can't have guns around him. So he's got to have...
It be your own mans, bro. It be your own mans. Hold on. It says exclusive. Woman who blamed Casanova for breaking her jaw. Oh, nah. Breaks lawsuit. Nah, that's crazy. Hold on. In clear surveillance video taken from a diner in Manhattan in August 2018, Senior is seen lunging across the table for a victim's cell phone. A scuffle ensues and eventually a fellow Guerrilla Stone member, Bobby Williams, places the victim in a chokehold until the victim loses consciousness. It is dropped to the floor. Oh, nah. I mean, that shit's not funny, but like, nigga really choked him out. That's crazy. Alright, so hold on. Let's move on with the video.
Goons around him that could help him because try to check him. So he's got to move differently, and he's a felon, so he can't have a gun, right? Don't post that shit because the thing is, guys, and this happens a lot when you're around rappers. I've noticed this when me and Fresh interview them. If you take a picture with them a lot of times, and they're in the streets, a lot of them say, "Nah, bro, don't post it yet," because they don't want people knowing where they're at. Okay, and obviously we respect that, but.
Yeah, not to pose it too much, but I feel like that's really what anybody who, respects their privacy, and two, like, they know not everybody has good intentions for them. You don't necessarily have to be in some type of drama, but you never know who has negative intentions for you, and the fact that you give them the leverage of knowing where you're at that exact moment, that's bad. Like, that's a position you don't even want to be in. Why'd you give them that type of leverage over you? You know what I'm saying?
A lot of rappers, they don't want people knowing where they're at. So the person probably took a picture, was going to post it on Instagram, and they say, "Hey, what are you doing?" And they grab the phone, and the person wouldn't want to give the phone and all that. That's going to be considered like robbery, pretty much. And the person just grabbed them in a chokehold and gave them that. Get over here! And you already know what time it is from there. Okay? Second, Senior has also personally committed acts of violence. In addition to his current open robbery charge, Senior has twice been convicted of robbery in the first degree. In public interviews, he admitted stabbing inmates while incarcerated on those charges, and the government has recovered photos from his iCloud account of several firearms, demonstrating his continued access to weapons. Now, again, they're trying to use his past against him, which kind of sucks, but this is what happens a lot of the times, right, when you have a violent past. And he admitted on the Vlad interview that he was giving people's $150 in jail, slicing them up, which is why I was mentioning that to you guys before. Now, here's the other thing too. Now, this is where the government's weak. I'm going to have to say that the government on this one is kind of weak. The government got pictures on his iCloud, right? Pictures of guns on his phone. But in none of the pictures, at least to my knowledge with the evidence they have now, none of the pictures depict Casanova actually holding the guns, which is good. None of them actually show him holding the guns. Further, his defense is making the argument that the guns were prop guns in promotion of his song, something like The Grip. Okay? So that's good. That's good. That they don't actually have the guns, and the defense is on top of that saying they're prop guns. All right? But all the other stuff is not good. Now, in addition to publicly promoting the gang and glorifying its activity, Senior is also a drug supplier for Gorilla Stone. Through direct Instagram messages and iMessages obtained through search warrants, the government has learned that Senior uses gang members, including both Naya Austin and Brandon Soto. Remember, guys, those are the people we read about in the indictment before, a.k.a. Stacks, to sell drugs throughout New York. Austin, as described above, and Soto, as described directly below, are two of the gang's most violent members and prolific drug dealers. Senior faces a mandatory minimum of 15 years in prison, and because of his prior violent felony convictions, is a career offender under the guidelines. Senior is charged in the following counts: racketeering, narcotics conspiracy, possession of firearms or furtherance of narcotics, and conspiracy and aiding and abetting the same. So, and we'll talk about the murder one too, don't worry. They gave him a superseding indictment earlier this year, which that one's another crazy one. Guys, by the way, like the video. So, now what they also got him on for, guys, is so you guys are wondering, like, what do you mean by narcotics, whatever. So Casanova was selling weed, and he was using his guys basically to help push the weed for him. Now here's the thing. Weed is illegal in some states, but here's the problem. It's not legal federally, guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is why they're going after him. And then on top of that, the pictures with the guns and everything else, they're going to try to spin it as if he's a violent drug trafficker that's a felon that is, peddling weed through the internet. And again, remember, guys, he's using Instagram to communicate with his people. What does that do? That affects interstate commerce because it's online. Okay? So see, this is where the feds are coming from as far...
Man, I feel like he just in a real fucked up position because, he came home. He got himself in a good position. Got his family, his daughter, you know what I'm saying? Taking care of them. And yeah, you just see how your past catches up to you. So you got to be real careful with what you do right now. You got to be real careful because you got to think about not only now, you got to think about the future. You can't really worry about the past because you can't change the past. But you can do things now that's going to help you in the future. You could do things now that's going to help you, that's going to hurt you in the future. Excuse me. Yeah, you could do things that's going to hurt you in the future. So just smarten up. Smarten up and think before you do things. Don't think with your heart. Think with your mind. Feel me? Think with your mind. Don't think with your heart. All right? We out of here. Make sure y'all go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Benji Coleman. Peace.